So I lost sight of what I was talking about, so I'm going to jump back in and finish off that last thing that I was saying, is that right before I tend to judge somebody, or if I'm already in that judgment thought, I turn around and tell myself, maybe that person's having a bad day. What if that person is, I don't know, somebody's in the hospital or somebody's hurt or they're just having a shitty day. They just broke up with their boyfriend. They're feeling emotional and they're not sensitive to what you're going through that day. We all have to take a step back and understand that we're not living in a world by ourselves. We're living in a world with everybody in it, and everybody's got different emotions, and everybody's got different fears and different problems and different things that they grew up with that you have no idea what's going on in their minds. And also, along with judgment, we're taking things so personal. Personal to the point like you're getting mad at someone because they wanted to go out and have ice cream and a cheeseburger. Okay, well, why are you judging that person? If they weigh a certain amount, whatever that may be, and they like to eat that kind of food, but they're fine, they're not judging you because you like to eat celery and carrots, or because you like to eat fish, or because you want to be vegan, or let's say you want to be eating meat all the time. Let people be who the fuck they want to be. I am so almost agitated, and you can probably hear it in my voice. Like, just let people be. Why do you care what I wear? Why do you care if you're watching this video and you don't like the way that I talk and you don't like what I'm talking about? So you have every right to walk away from this video and unfollow me. Don't talk to me and just let me be me. I'm going to let you guys be you. I'm not begging people to come follow me. I'm not begging people for anything. I'm out preaching about something that I think is affecting so many people. It affects my friends every day. It affects me constantly. And I'm working through it with my friends, and I'm working through it with my family, and I worked through it with my boyfriend. And I promise you, I did have a lot of things with him that I did judge. And that's probably a lot of things why we're not together right now, is because I was not happy with certain things. And it doesn't make him a bad person. It means that I didn't like certain aspects of how he was doing things. And instead of allowing people to learn on their own and be who they want to be and just live, I personally try to change people. I want people to become better and smarter. And don't you understand that now this is a new process and this is a new life? And look at all the things that you could be changing about how you think and how you eat and how you live. And that's not for me to judge anybody on how they're living their life. You don't have to change the way you're living. You don't have to start meditating. You don't have to start doing anything that you don't want to do. And that starts with watching this video. I came out of my shell to be able to become me. And even to the point where I judge myself harder than anybody else judges me. And probably why I wasn't even going to start making these videos on the account of somebody saying whatever they were going to say. And so I'm making a video about judgment, about how I think it's terrible, how it's destroying our world, amongst many other things. And there's so many ways to be able to fix this. And Dr. Wayne Dyer is an amazing author, and he's a motivational speaker. He's amongst the many, but man, that man is the most spiritual person, and I love him, and I listened to so many podcasts of him today, and I think it's time that we start reaching out and start understanding ourselves more so that we're able to communicate better with each other. And that's another topic for another day. Communication is another thing. But judgment. There's no reason to judge what anybody else is doing. If that's how they like to live, then allow them to live. If they're not hurting you and they're not bothering you, then let them be. Let them be who they are if they are not a direct threat to you. If they're not affecting your day-to-day, if they're not doing things that are bothering you that you can change, then you need to walk away and be the person that you want to be. And allow that person to be the person that they want to be. This is a free world to be anything you want to be. And you don't have to change yourself if you don't want to. There's ways to better communicate. There's ways to think clear. There's ways to learn your emotions. There's ways to live a happier life. Because what happens through judgment is that we're mad at ourselves. We get frustrated with our process and we start lashing out on people. We start giving all of our pain to others and we make them pay for it. And it's not a good thing. It's a revolving door where you say, okay, you're treating me like this, so I'm going to treat you the same way. That's not the way it should be. You're treating me some kind of way. I don't like the way you're treating me, so now I need to distance myself from you until you're able to be a better human towards everybody else, including me, because I am your direct threat. So if you're not going to treat me the right way, I'm not going to take the hits. We have to work on our minds, and I'm probably going to say that on every video that I make. We have to start working on how we think, on how we live, on how we go and we wake up every day and you walk out that door and you judge someone from the car that they drive to what they put in their mouths to how they dress to what their hair looks like to who they date to how many kids to when they want to get married to when maybe they don't want to get married. People don't want to go to school. We judge on every account there is possible, and we wonder why there's pain and suffering in the world, because people are scared to be who they want to be because there's somebody out the door that has done nothing in that field or knows nothing about that person, and you're jumping to a conclusion that you have no idea what that person went through. So maybe a little more compassion in the world, a little more love, a little more understanding could change a lot about what's going on in that judgment area, and how we can just learn to love each person for who they are and what they want to do. I try my very hardest, and I have done it recently with my friends. They call me with things that I may not agree with, and to the day I am like, you know what? There's nothing that I don't agree with. If you are going through something that you need to repeat and repeat and repeat until you learn it, repeat. I will be here to give you help, to give you my opinions, to be there as a helping hand, to be the ears that you need, to be whatever you need. And how beautiful it is to have a friend that you can call and tell them all of your deepest, darkest secrets, and you know that that person will never sell you out. That person will always be there for you, holding your hand and telling you, look, these are your mistakes. And this is how you can change them if you want to change them. But there is no judgment from me. To just be that ear that says, I love you. I love you, it's okay. Do you understand that you're coming from a rough past? You're coming from things that have hurt you? You're lashing out. You're making decisions not according to what's happening, but according to your past. No judgment. Love, peace, hope, faith. Just to be there for somebody and tell them, look, I'm okay with whatever you're doing. As long as our friendship is at one, and as long as you and I are on the same page and we can be there for each other, then what you do on your personal time is none of my business. The way you want to live your life is the way you want to live your life. As long as you're a good friend to me and you don't judge me and you allow me to be myself and you're loyal and you're honest and you're open, why do I have to judge anything that you do? You're not hurting me. Just like your friends and your partners and your parents are not hurting you. You're hurting yourself by doing whatever it is that you're doing over and over again. And people get frustrated because they see you hurting yourself. Well, yes, guys, but I mean, you're not taking that direct hit. Why do we get frustrated with other people? Because they're getting frustrated with themselves, instead of just calming people down. Granted, we're not all psychologists. We're not all in this mindset yet, but we're getting there. Meditation is key. I speak about it again. Learning about your mind 5 minutes a day on a podcast and just wondering, wow, why is it that I tweet like that? Why is it that I fly off the rails when this person says something to me? Can I do something about it? Yes, you can. Is it always going to be the case? Probably not. But there is a solution to all of our mental fuck-ups. There's a solution to all of the things that we do on a daily basis. There's solutions. Are they easy? No. Are they going to take you 5 minutes? No. But being compassionate and understanding with one another is going to help people succeed a little bit more, become a little more human, being able to be more vulnerable. We want people to be vulnerable, but you're out there judging the shit out of everybody. No one's going to want to be vulnerable. If for the 5 minutes they're vulnerable, you look at them and tell them, well, you're an idiot for thinking like that. People are not going to be vulnerable. So we have to start by being more compassionate with ourselves and then with everybody else. To start understanding that we need each other to succeed. We need each other to push forward. But by doing so, you have to work on your internal soul first. Because if you're not happy and you're in pain, you're going to lash out and you're going to give that pain to everybody else that's around you. It's not good. It's not healthy. And this world is just going to go down if we don't start opening up ourselves to more and more of our own pain, of our own misunderstandings. And these videos, I've been wanting to do this video for probably about 5 days now, and I didn't yet. I finally had the impulse to just push myself to sit and talk about it because it still makes me uncomfortable to talk about things. I'm still having to put myself out. But I get a little more confident each video I put out. And I'm hopefully making them a little bit longer now too. But not too long. I don't want to bore the shit out of you guys. And, you know, again, if you have questions about anything or if there's something that I haven't touched base on that you want me to touch base on or something that I need to research more on, then talk to me. Write me messages. I'm not perfect. This is not speeches about being perfect. I'm not preaching perfection. I'm preaching imperfection and showing you that I do mess up and that there is nothing perfect about anybody's process. So if there's that one person amongst others that are starting to push out there more and more on their pictures and they show you how they mess up or how many years it took them to succeed or all kinds of stuff, people are starting to become more vulnerable. But is it the people that are surrounding you? Is it the 5 select that you talk to every day? Who is around you? And how can we start promoting health and happiness internally in your mind to be able to go to sleep at night, to wake up in the morning and say, damn, I really want to wear this top because it feeds my soul, because it makes me feel like me. Today I only have like 2 bracelets on. Normally I have like a whole wad of them on my arm. And I love them. I love them. They are part of who I am. It's part of my personality. I don't know. I love them. And I know there's people sometimes that have looked at me and they're like, why do you have so many bracelets on your arm? Wow, that's a bit much. And now I look at them and I tell them because it's part of who I am. Because I feel good when I wear them. So at the beginning, that first statement is judgment. But how I counteracted it is a whole nother ballgame. How is that person going to look at you and be like, well, you're an idiot? Well, they very can. But half the time they look at you and they're kind of like, all right, that's kind of cool. Like, you just stood up for who you were without telling someone to go fuck themselves, with being kind about it, with owning who you are, and showing them through that energy that you are who you are and that you don't have to hide anything. And the same with my tattoos. I've gotten people that have said things about my tattoos like, oh, what are you going to do when you're 70 or 80 years old with all those tattoos? I'm going to enjoy them. I'm going to look back on them and I love them. And the colors and everything about them is who I am. This elephant is me. That elephant, it represents everything that I am in a nutshell. That is my spirit animal. That is the person that I am. Elephants are, for me, an animal that is so docile. That elephant can walk into a watering hole and it doesn't even do anything. You just feel that vibe where that elephant walked in. It just made a huge impact and it did nothing. But don't ever second guess the fact of the strength that that elephant has deep inside. Because what that thing can do if you piss it off, you don't want to find out. But that is how we all are. We all have this massive strength inside of us. I think we all have that elephant inside of us, those lions, things like that, where you don't have to be that person. You can be that person inside who is soft and vulnerable and open. And yes, if you have to defend yourself, then you defend. But that is not the first and primal thing that you need to do. We need to hold on to who we are. And we need to be strong in who we are. So it's teaching those who are judgmental by our actions. Teaching those who run out in the world and judge everything that everybody does. That's fine. There's going to be a lot of people like that. So the ones who have to teach those are the ones who are learning to own their own strengths, to be who we are, to say it's okay for me to have my tattoos and wear all my bracelets and speak about whatever I want to speak about. And to show them that your judgment means nothing to me. I'm still going to be me. I'm still going to get more tattoos. I'm still going to enjoy the things that I enjoy, regardless if you don't like them. And by showing those people that their judgment has no effect on you, you kill that fire. You kill whatever they were about to tell you, to hurt you, to give you pain, to shut you down, to do anything negative to you. You just killed it. That person has no more fuel. That person's going to look at you and try to say something else, and you'll knock it down again, and they're just going to be like, wow, this is not fun. I can't do anything to you. You're a brick wall. You own your strengths. You are who you are. So I have to let you be you. And that is the biggest thing that I have learned in myself in the past maybe 6 months to a year. I allowed people's judgments to hold me back from me being me. People's worries, people's fears, anything, but mainly judgment. Judgment that, people started doing this when they were 19. There have been people trying to change the world since they were really young. And I think to myself, well, judging myself in that is that I can't start now. Why can't I start now? Who says that my gifts were planted for right now? My gifts were being watered to be able to come out now. So if you haven't been out and your gifts are maybe not even in your visible sight, you don't even know what your gift is. So don't look at it as I'm a failure, I'm not doing anything, I'm not married, I don't have kids, I'm not in school. Okay? Your gifts are still being watered. Your gifts are somewhere deep inside where maybe you're not ready for them. If someone told me I was going to be doing this 5 years ago, I would have laughed in their face because there is no possible way that I would have ever done this. And slowly, as my process starts unfolding and I start becoming more confident in who I am, my tools start showing up around me. And I'm becoming stronger in who I am slowly, very slowly, and daily. And I'm able to look at people and tell them, you wouldn't do it this way, and that's fine. But I'm doing it this way. So support me and love me and be there for me, but don't shit on me. And if you have fears, you have fears. But those fears are already embedded in us. And when someone brings that fear to you, you're already dying with that fear more. I lost track of what I was going to say. So I think I rambled on enough. I'm going to stop here and tell you guys that I love you. And I hope this was beneficial about judgment. And I think that we should just keep going and keep pushing and doing things that make us uncomfortable. Number one, by letting yourself be you and letting the person next to you be them. Own your strengths and your weaknesses. Work through your weaknesses and work on your strengths and make them stronger and better so that nobody can mess with you, so you can help the person behind you that's coming right above. Together we rise and not alone. Together we rise and not alone. And I believe in that with every being in my body. Love you guys. God bless.